So student, here you can see this is the structure of the flower. So you had already studied about the structure of the flower, but here I will show you the different parts. Okay, so this part is known as the receptacle, or this is the part which holds the flower. Now here this structure is known as the ovary. As you can see the green, it's sepals. Sepals, as you can see, it is the green in color. The sepal is green in color, and it is the outermost whorl. It is the outermost whorl of the flower. So it gives the total protection of the flower. It gives the protection to the flower. And in some cases, although it is very rare, it helps in the photosynthesis process because of its green color. Next one, it is coming as the petals. Okay, so petals are here, you can see these are colorful petals. So this is the second whorl, and this over these petals and sepals together, they are forming the accessory whorl of the flower. They call as the accessory whorl. Okay, now why are they colorful? They are colorful because they attract insect. So petals are two types, two category. Either they are colorful or they are scented. It can also be seen the petals are having both the qualities. They are colorful as well as they are scented. Okay, basically this structure is due to the attraction of insect. And why the insect needs to be attracted? Because of the process of pollination. Maybe it self-pollinated flower, or maybe it cross-pollinated flower. In fact, it is more in the cross-pollinated flower that insects are coming and they are helping the pollen grains to transfer. That is the pollination process, obviously. So this is, the flower has to be showy or flower has to be scented. Next, the essential whorl, or the male and the female whorl. This is the male whorl of the flower, and these are the female whorls of the flower. The male is the androecium. Here is the anther, and here is the filament. So this structure is the male reproductive part of the flower, and within the anther you can see these are the pollen grains. Okay, pollen grains are the units of the male reproductive part, or the male reproduction takes place through the pollen grains. Okay, and this part is known as the ovary, or this is the female part. This is known as the stigma, this is the style, and this is the ovary. Within the ovary, these structures are known as the ovules. Okay. So this structure is the male reproductive part, and this structure is the female reproductive part. This is another name, this is known as the androecium, and another name, this is known as the gynoecium. So these two are the essential whorls of the flower. Why essential? Because the pollination and the fertilization and the development of the seeds from their new development of a plant, the entire process happens in this structure or this whorl. So they are known as the reproductive whorl or the essential whorl of the flower. Now in case of some flower, either this male reproductive structure or female reproductive structure are present, they are known as the unisexual flower. But when in case that is the male and the female reproductive structures are present, these are known as the female reproductive part of the flower. So this is the male reproductive part, this is the female bisexual flower. Bisexual means when both the sexes are present in a common flower, in one flower. And unisexual means either of them are present in the flower. It is known as the unisexual flower. So how the pollination happens? Now the insects are coming to the by the getting they are getting attracted with this flower, and then insects are coming, they are sitting on the anther, they I mean the pollen grains, the pollen grains are attached to the insect body. Now insect are going and sitting on the same flower, I mean the same plant's flower in case of self pollination, or a different flower of the same species in case of cross pollination, to the stigma. This part is called as the stigma. Okay, here it sits, and then through the style it comes down, and then it mixes in the, I mean it reaches into the ovary, and this one is known as the pollen tube, through which the pollen grains come. Okay, and then they get entered through the style, and then they get entered into the ovary. Here is the ovule, here is the fertilization taking place between the male gamete and the female gamete. After the fertilization takes place, then they form the seed. Obviously, different types of cells are produced here. This you will learn when you will go to higher classes. So this is about the structure of the flower and also the pollination. Like how the pollination happens. In case of self, in case of cross, any type of pollination, the basic fertilization structure or the basic fertilization process is the same. Okay. So by seeing this model, I think you can understand better way the structure of the flower as well as the pollination. Okay. So students, all of you stay safe. Thank you. In the next activity class, we will do something else with the something else. Okay. Thank you.